The succubus couldn't find any suppressants during her heat. Staring at her cold and indifferent arranged marriage husband, I decided to just go out and find a cleaner male model to solve the problem. Just as I was about to leave, a line of bullet comments appeared before my eyes. Villainesses will always be villainesses, never using their brains before doing something stupid. Eden had washed up spotlessly clean, waiting for her favor. Yet she outright said she was going to find another man outside. Didn't she notice Eden was grinding his back teeth when he said fine? With the villain's vengeful nature, no wonder he later turned love into hatred, imprisoning her and making her life a living hell. I can almost hear Eden rattling the chains in the basement already. I was startled and turned to look at Eden behind me. The resentment in his eyes hadn't yet faded as he forced a calm tone to ask, "Is there something else?" The next second, I stood on tiptoe and bit his neck, breathing slightly heavily. "Husband, help me." Hello, everyone, welcome to my channel. Subscribe us to read wonderful novels every day. Now the story begins. Eden was shocked by my sudden change. He stood motionless in place, letting me hold him. His gaze held an unreadable scrutiny as he looked at me. I thought of the barrage comments mentioning imprisonment, basement chains, and broke out in a cold sweat, though unsure if it was true. I didn't dare take the risk. After all, with Eden's influence, there's nothing he can't accomplish if he sets his mind to it. Seeing no reaction from him, I wrapped my arms around his neck and continued to coquettishly plead, "Honey, help me out, please. Won't you?" Eden's Adam's apple bobbed as he spoke, his voice still icy cold. "Not going to look for your male models anymore. Don't let me hold you up. Should I have the driver take you? This vinegar smell, TSK TSK TSK. You wouldn't be happy even if I really went to find you. You deliberately hid her suppressants and then used her favorite shower gel. Wasn't it all just to offer yourself to her? And now you're pretending to play hard to get." My eyes widened. My suppressants were hidden by Eden. No wonder. I clearly remember there were plenty of suppressants in the drawer during my last heat, but this time, there wasn't a single one left. I sniffed and actually caught Eden's faint scent of jasmine. "It's my jasmine camellia shower gel. I remember this part of the plot. Venus went to find male models to deal with her heat cycle. Eden even followed her all the way to the hotel where she booked a room with the models, and got a room next to theirs. Originally, Eden could still stay somewhat rational and restrained, not wanting to push her, but after returning, his Yandra traits exploded completely, and he changed his mind, drafting dozens of pages of confinement plans. Don't be fooled by his calm demeanor now. He's probably already figured out how to handcuff his wife to the basement bed for some round-the-clock unspeakable activities, hasn't he?" Reading the barrage of comments, my heart gave another violent throb. To prevent such a scenario, I quickly nestled my head against Eden's chest. "I was just joking earlier. I only wanted to see if you'd care, but you actually told me to go find another man." "Eden, do you really hate me that much?" The first step to gaining the upper hand is to turn the tables. Eden finally showed a hint of emotion, not unpleasant. Then, "Husband, please help me. I'm feeling terrible." Eden darkened his gaze, his entire demeanor radiating one word, danger. I chickened out again. Just as I was about to let go of him, I saw the barrage messages again. OMG. Can someone tell me how the villainess suddenly became so enlightened? Is this just another trick to deceive Eden, no matter what her intentions are? Eden is totally buying into it. It feels like Eden is about to drive himself crazy. The restrained veins bulging on his hands are so intense. I can't even imagine how powerful those hands must be. Following their words, I glanced down at Eden's hand hanging by his side, but unexpectedly caught a glimpse of something else. I swear I'm not a pervert. My eyes seemed to switch to autopilot mode. My face instantly turned bright red, confirming Eden was merely feigning reserve. I pressed his head down and kissed him directly. The moist intertwining of lips and teeth, combined with the allure of the mating season, quickly left both of us in a daze of passion. I felt like a rogue clinging to Eden, yet the response I received was minimal. I was tired from kissing and ready to let him go. Eden directly picked me up in his arms and carried me to the second floor. It was the first time I had such intimate contact with a man. Eden's overwhelming scent invaded my senses. and I couldn't suppress the shivers running through my body. He stopped his movements, panting heavily as he hovered above me. "Are you sure you want me to help you? Just help if you're going to help. Why does he talk so much? Aren't you usually aloof and not fond of talking?" But Eden insisted I look into his eyes, see clearly who I am now. "Eden, then do you like Eden?" "I do. I like them." "Who do you like?" "Eden. I like Eden." I'm on the verge of tears but can't cry. The feverish impulses within me nearly drove me to lose all reason. I'm now consumed with a maddening desire to bite him, to claim him as my own, and he insists on teasing me like this, tears streaming down my face. I reached to untie the sash of his bathrobe. Eden grasped my hand, his eyes dark and intense. "Venus, this is your own choice." He leaned down and sealed my lips with his own. In the darkness, only the sound of their entangled panting remained, even though I'm a succubus. But before awakening her succubus genes at 20, she hadn't even held a boy's hand. After that, she always relied on suppressants to get through her heat cycles. Even after later marrying Eden in a business arrangement, I never thought about such matters. Friends teased that other succubi changed men daily. While I couldn't even handle my own husband who lived with me day and night, there's no other way, because Eden is just too aloof, although he's handsome and wealthy. His entire demeanor is cold and distant, a classic untouchable beauty. We attended the same high school. Eden was 1 year senior to me, and at that time he was already a prominent figure on campus, handsome, academically outstanding, and from a well-off family. I'd heard numerous legends about him, like love letters received by the pound, for instance, for example, making another admirer cry in frustration. Like when a junior female student threatened to jump off a building if he didn't agree to be with her. Eden remained silent and simply turned to leave. Incidents like these pieced together to form an image of Eden as cold and unapproachable. That's why even after 2 years of marriage, we've always slept in separate rooms. I originally thought Eden was also forced into an arranged marriage by his family. Even during my heat cycle, I didn't want to trouble him. So when my heat came early and I couldn't find any suppressants, I found myself staring at Eden, who was sitting on the couch in a deep V-neck bathrobe reading a magazine. His expression was as cold and indifferent as ever. I swallowed hard as I caught glimpses of his abs peeking out from beneath his bathrobe, my eyes gleaming with desire. Eden noticed something was off and put down the magazine, asking, "What's wrong?" His voice was too cold. It instantly froze my steps as I tried to approach him. Even though my heart is screaming to pounce on this man, I desperately want to bite him and sleep with him. But reason still makes me grit my teeth and speak with difficulty. My heat cycle has started, and I can't find any suppressants, so I paused, taking a deep, shuddering breath, forcing my gaze away from Eden, so I didn't see him secretly loosening the belt of his robe. "So I plan to go out and find a male model to solve this. Don't worry, I definitely won't make things difficult for you. I know you're unwilling about this kind of thing, and I won't force you." As I finished speaking, sweat rolled down my forehead. The palm clenched tightly already bears marks from my fingernails. A succubus in heat encountering Eden. Such a peerless beauty. What difference is there between this and locking a mouse in a room with rice? Eden seemed not to hear clearly and asked, "What did you say?" "Don't worry, even though I'm in heat, I'll go find male models outside. I definitely won't do anything to you." Eden was stunned for a long moment before finally looking at me. He only said one word, "Okay." I thought this meant he agreed, but then I remembered the bullet comments I had just seen. Things don't seem to be the way I imagined. Is what they're saying actually true? Eden saying one thing but meaning another. Does he really like me, moreover? Eden appears to be such a composed man, usually handling matters with integrity. Could he really be a yandere villain? My thoughts were drifting further away when a sudden pain shot through my neck. "You're distracted, Venus. You're not being good." Eden wasn't satisfied and bit my shoulder again. "Thinking of someone else while doing this with me. Which male model has Venus fallen for? Am I not good enough?" Teeth marks were left on the skin, one after another. I was just about to clarify that I didn't. Eden maliciously intensified the movements, shattering my explanations into fragments. Only continuous whimpers remained at the lips. "Eden, I was wrong. So wrong. Venus, you've been naughty. Punishment is due." The man's deep, husky voice carried an overwhelming sense of dominance. Eden, it hurts. Fingers left trails of scratches on the man's firm back. I deluded myself into thinking this would share the pain. He extended one of his arms toward me. If it hurts, bite me. I bit down in a fit of anger. The fangs that grow during the mating season are perfect for biting. Eden let out a soft hiss, pressing his slender fingers against my fangs, forcing me to look up at him, meeting my furious gaze. He smiled with a knowing expression. Your teeth are really sharp. Feeling better now. I turned my head away in a huff, refusing to look at him. He grabbed my chin and forced me to face him again. Eden's forehead was damp with sweat, his tousled hair making him look even more alluring. I've never seen Eden talk so much before. So this is what a succubus heat cycle looks like. How adorable. But then why does Venus always hide from me during hers? I've heard succubi suffer terribly when they're not well fed. Is that true? Gazing into my slightly unfocused eyes, he leaned in to kiss me again. Venus is a little liar, hiss, welcoming me. I felt both embarrassed and annoyed. Is this still the Eden I know? Where did he learn all these lines from? I cried until I had no tears left, then heard him say, one last time. But he didn't specify where this last time would be. The bastard lied without even blinking. Venus, I think the bathroom mirror is beautiful. You'll definitely like it. Now we can see stars from the balcony. Shall I take you to see them? The floor's cold. Such a delicate one. All right, let's go to the sofa. Want to admit defeat? What book? Then shall I carry you to the study to look for it? I couldn't take it anymore and mustered all my remaining strength to slap him across the face. Is he twisting my words again? Eden was slapped hard enough to turn his head aside, his tongue pressing against his back teeth. He reached out and pulled me, who was sitting on the desk, closer into his embrace. After being hit, he wasn't the least bit angry, even with a hint of triumphant laughter in his eyes. Venus's hand smells so good. I have nothing to say to a pervert. When a usually composed person sheds all pretense, only unspeakable madness remains. Wasn't I supposed to be the succubus who needed to absorb energy from this? How did I end up not even knowing when I fell asleep? When I woke up the next day, I looked at the gradually darkening sky outside. I let out a soft hiss. I actually slept for so long. I took out my phone and saw that it was already past 6 p.m. the next day. The issue of the heat period was smoothly resolved. In the past, using suppressants would take at least 3 or 4 days to get through the heat period. It makes me have to lock myself in my room every time I go into heat, too afraid to go out. But now it's only the second day, and my succubus fangs have already disappeared. The heat is over. As expected, it has to be Eden. I should have taken him down earlier and made him work for me, but my back hurts so much. I tried doing sit-ups from the bed to get up, but my whole body aches and I have no strength. I was so anxious that I lay on the bed kicking my legs. TSK, TSK, TSK. The first time, and it's already a blackout for 8 hours straight. Do it, do it, do it. Once you start, you go all out. Lose yourself, give it your all. When I have money, I'll definitely buy a phone that doesn't black out at critical moments. A succubus just left the beginner's village and ran into a top-tier pervert. I really want to know what happened last night. I'm willing to pay. He's been obsessed with her since high school, scheming for so many years, and finally unleashing his dark, Yandra pervert side now. Guaranteed to be thrilling. As everyone knows, Eden is the longest man in this book, in every possible way. After all, he's the man with the side story 7 days in the basement still in existence. At this moment, a pure and kind-hearted little girl silently opened the private album on her phone. Side story? What side story? What did I miss? You guys actually snuck a peek without me. The author posted the link in the comments section back then. Don't tell me some people still haven't seen it. Request. Same request. Why does this side story sound like it's going to make my back ache just hearing about it? What a mess. Moreover, Eden had a crush on me since high school. How could this be possible? As I was pondering, the bedroom door was pushed open from outside. Eden came in carrying dinner. Awake. Last night's madness was, after all, partly driven by the impulses of mating season. Now that I've calmed down, looking at Eden's handsome face, scenes from last night keep flashing through my mind. Suddenly, I feel extremely embarrassed and don't know how to face him. I just quickly glanced at him and immediately averted my gaze. The tips of my ears burned red with heat. Eden placed the dishes on the table. I made a few of your favorite dishes. Want to try them? All right. I threw off the covers and prepared to get out of bed. The next second, my legs went weak and I almost knelt on the ground. Fortunately, Eden was quick to react and caught me. My hand landed on his waist. Eden's usual black shirt doesn't show off his figure. Only I know how amazing the waist hidden beneath the clothes is. I silently swallowed my saliva, forcing myself not to think about those unmentionable thoughts. Eden's cooking has always been excellent. Before marriage, he lived alone, preparing all 3 meals by himself throughout the seasons. After marrying me, there was an extra portion for me at every meal. On the first day of our marriage, as we ate together, I still found it magical. Eden's food preferences turned out to surprisingly align with mine. Looking back now, it wasn't a coincidence. I was eating nearby. Eden also came and sat beside me. His broad palm landed on my waist, massaging in slow circles. Does it still hurt? The warmth of his hand seeped through the thin pajamas. My mind instantly wandered. I turned aside to avoid his touch. Eden thought I was still angry. He whispered, "I'm sorry. Last night was all my fault. I should have restrained myself. But it was Venus who told me not to stop." Stop. I meant don't stop, okay? What I actually said was no, stop. Blushing, I pushed him away. Go sit somewhere else. Don't disturb me while I'm eating. Oh, is it just me? I actually think Eden and Venus make quite a sweet underworld couple, sis. Don't doubt it. This pair is madly in love, toxic but utterly devoted. They're villains, but their love is real, after all, even when Venus, the scheming female antagonist, later framed and tormented the heroine, becoming isolated and condemned by everyone. Eden stood by her side and protected her. Who would have thought? When they found out Venus kidnapped and even hit the female lead, Eden's first concern was whether her hand hurt, blaming his subordinate for being inconsiderate and making his wife do it herself. The only thing that truly broke him was Venus saying she didn't love him. All his hatred boiled down to her lack of love. Hey sis. Interested in joining our CP fan community? We occasionally give out merch too. Thanks, but I'm a guy. No worries, you can still enjoy shipping them. I took a sip of the nearby Codonopsis and black chicken soup, because I drank too hastily. It went down the wrong way and choked me. I coughed violently several times. Eden hurried over. Are you okay? Is the soup not good? Sorry, it's my first time making it today. I might not have gotten the heat right. If you don't like it, you don't have to drink it. Eden mistakenly thought I didn't like it, and his eyes were already turning red. I quickly explained, the chicken soup is delicious, it's just a bit hot, and I was too eager. I accidentally choked just now. Eden returned to his usual calm expression. He pursed his lips slightly and nodded. I got it. Drink slowly. No one's competing with you. All right. My eyes darted around as another idea came to mind. I tugged at the departing Eden, swaying his sleeve coquettishly. I pleaded. Then hubby, feed me. Okay. Seeing that Eden didn't respond, I pouted. I was too tired last night. My hands still ache now. Oh dear. I can't even lift the spoon. Eden finally sat down, carefully scooping a spoonful of chicken soup. He first blew on it near his own mouth. Only when he confirmed it wasn't too hot did he bring it to my lips, not forgetting to remind me, be careful not to choke. Honey, you're so good to me. I love you so much. I saw Eden's fair face flush red all the way to the tips of his ears. He gave a soft hum. Me too. I pressed further. To what? Of course I knew what he meant. I just wanted to hear him say it out loud. After finding out Eden likes me, I realized teasing him is actually quite fun. Eden lowered his gaze, his voice slightly hoarse. I love you too. I told you Venus plays with Eden like he's a dog. Venus lost the dog, and Eden picked up the dog collar and put it around his own neck. Damn. Trying to take its place. Huh, look at how shameless he is. The only bit of tenderness from this shady villain was all spent on Venus. Sigh. If the villainess hadn't caused trouble later on, this couple might have lived happily ever after. never understood what there was to ship. Eden, instigated by Venus, fought against the male and female leads' company to avenge her, only to end up with his family ruined and himself despised by all, a once proud son of heaven trampled into the mud. Eden is both hateful and pitiable. After the incident, Venus kept calling him a crippled loser every day, saying he disgusted her. Sigh. Even so, in his suicide note, Eden still took all the blame upon himself and left all his property to her. He let everyone down, except Venus. Venus, who exactly have you not let down? The thoughts in my mind echoed along with the barrage comment. Yeah, who exactly have I not let down? Will I really become that bad in the future? I can't believe I would do such terrible things to Eden. Would he even end up losing his family and committing suicide because of me? I absolutely won't let those things happen, but I still don't know who the male and female leads are. I carefully recalled whether I had any conflicts with anyone in these past 25 years. It seems there weren't any. I usually take care of small animals, protect the environment, and help elderly ladies cross the street. My parents were strict with me since childhood, so I never associated with shady or troublesome friends. I always kept to myself and never bullied others. I was what you'd call a well-behaved good student in the eyes of both classmates and teachers. Even after awakening my succubus instincts, I never once thought of biting anyone during my heat cycle, other than my best friend's boyfriend. I've hardly ever used vicious words against anyone. I carefully reviewed the past 20-something years of my life, came to absolutely no conclusions. I fell into deep self-doubt. Am I really going to suddenly have an evil outburst later and do so many foolish things that harm both others and myself? Just as I was thinking, the bathroom door was pushed open. Eden had a loosely tied towel wrapped around his waist, one hand on his hip, the other holding a towel to dry his hair. The stray hairs on his forehead were swept back, revealing a smooth brow that added a touch of wildness to his composed face. Restless droplets of water trickled down from the ends of his hair. They traveled past his collarbone, chest muscles, and abs, disappearing into uncharted territory. Last night had been too intense. His body still bore marks of various sizes, looking even sexier now. I couldn't take my eyes off. Gotta say, the villainess sure knows how to live well, not saying a word, just pure seduction. Every movement reveals meticulous design. Let me in to act for a couple of episodes. The shoulder proportions seem off. Maybe try draping the leg over them. Eden truly lives up to being the pinnacle of physique in the entire book. By the way, speaking of tops, big, 18, 7/5, 9/pink, wait a moment, what kind of outrageous talk is this? Are they saying what I think they're saying? My gaze involuntarily falls on Eden's towel. It does look quite pink, ahem. Of course I meant this white towel looks quite pink. Eden seemed not to notice my flushed cheeks. It's getting late. You should sleep soon, I watched him about to leave, then called out to stop him. Eden, what's wrong? Aren't you sleeping here tonight? Hearing this, he slightly raised an eyebrow. Hasn't the succubus's estrus period already ended? Do you still need me? His expressive eyes were full of implication. My face turned even redder, as if I was desperate for him or something. I curled my whole body under the blanket, turning my back to him. Good night then, and please turn off the light on your way out. Eden hesitated noticeably before responding with a soft, okay. I'm dying of laughter. Eden, the playing hard to get but actually getting rejected edition, as expected. Men shouldn't be too dramatic. He even deliberately made the door opening sound extra loud, just to get his wife's attention and make her stop him from leaving. Tonight Eden is going to have another sleepless night. The light clicked off. The door opened and closed. Eden had really left. Silence fell all around. I found myself tossing and turning, unable to sleep. I really miss Eden's pectorals and 8-pack abs. Leaning against them feels so secure, so blissful, and so sleep-inducing. This won't do. I closed my eyes, counting sheep silently in my heart. 1 sheep, 2 sheep, 3 sheep. Just as I was counting, the bed beside me suddenly sank a little. Before I could react, a familiar scent reached me. Eden had already wrapped their arms tightly around my waist from behind. When did he come in? Eden, my estrus is over. I don't need you to sleep with me anymore. We succubi have our pride too, I know. His voice was hoarse as he turned me to face him, pulling me into his embrace. But it's me who needs you. I've been having trouble sleeping lately, and the doctor said holding something at night can help relieve insomnia, like one's own wife. Which doctor said that? Dr. Wu, I suppose. The one who fabricates things out of thin air. No doctor. I might need a 187 centimeters tall, 8-pack abs, handsome American-style undercut basketball-playing college hunk to cure my insomnia. Superficial. Ahem, no doctor. I'll just take Chow Eun-woo. The doctor isn't a wishing well turtle. After a while, I heard Eden's steady breathing, falling asleep just like that. I reached out and wrapped my arms around Eden's waist, resting my head against his chest. It felt so warm and blissful. I whispered softly, "Eden, what's wrong, huh?" So he wasn't asleep after all. Actually, next time you can just say you like me and want to sleep together. As the words fell, a warm, moist kiss landed on the forehead. Eden, her voice was also very soft and gentle. Yes, I like it. After that, a period of peaceful days passed. I was extremely cautious, bowing nearly 90 degrees every day if I could, afraid of accidentally making enemies with some unknown female lead and triggering the villainess's attributes. My relationship with Eden has actually improved somewhat. He's liked me for many years, just never found the right opportunity to say it. Under my guidance, Eden has also become less hesitant to express affection. He was even a bit too clingy. When the phone rang, I groggily opened my eyes. I sat up in bed and answered the call. "Hello, who is this?" Eden heard the noise and sat up as well, wrapping her arms around my waist from behind. She even nuzzled her head against my neck. "Venus, it's already 10 o'clock. Don't tell me you just woke up." On the other end of the phone came the familiar voice of my best friend Selena. "I stayed up until 3 a.m. last night. Naturally, I woke up late today." Selena could easily guess the reason. She teased with a smile. "Tsk, Venus, restrain yourself. Beauty is distracting." Eden was displeased. "It's only natural for my wife to admire my good looks. How is that misleading anyone?" "Eden, why do you always cling to Venus? Even when us girlfriends are on the phone, you eavesdrop." "I wasn't eavesdropping. She's my wife. Admit it. Your wife's true love is actually me. We shared a bed all through our 4 years of college." I heard Eden grinding his teeth in anger. Selena knew exactly how to provoke him, just as she had to press further with a question. "Venus, tell me, am I not your favorite?" All right. While stroking Eden's head to soothe his emotions, I asked Selena, "What's the matter that you had to call me so early in the morning?" "Oh, I almost forgot the main thing. I'm returning to City Y this Sunday." "All right, send me your flight details, and I'll pick you up at the airport." As I spoke, I inadvertently glanced at the barrage of comments in front of me. The body froze instantly. It's over. The female lead is returning to her home country, and the villainess is about to completely turn to the dark side. The female lead is Selena. How could this be possible? Selena is my best friend. How could I possibly do so many bad things to her? And why would I have any reason to harm her? I shook my head, forcing myself to stop looking at the barrage of comments. They must be lying to me. But I can feel the hand holding my phone trembling. Selena continued, I want to tell you something. I'm in a relationship again. I reflexively replied, I have a bad feeling about this. Did you get back with another ex? Let me think. Was it the purple noble who gave you a 99 yuan live stream bag claiming it cost 20,000? Or the noodle guy who took you for hand-pulled noodles on your anniversary? Surely it can't be the AA bro who made you split the 5 yuan lemonade from Mishuai City and pay him back 3 yuan. Selena is perfect in every way. She's beautiful and outstanding. She just has poor taste in men. None of her exes are presentable. What's worse is she keeps going back to her ex on a whim. Just talking about this makes me furious. All that talk about toxic female antagonists or protagonists, she's completely forgotten about it. Selena, if you're really telling me you got back together with him again, just block me already. My breasts really can't take it anymore. Selena quickly explained, No, I swear we absolutely didn't get back together this time. The boyfriend I'm dating now treats me really well. He's that supervisor I told you about last time, the one who stood up for me when my ex came to the company to harass me. He's strict at work, but privately he's really kind and especially gentle. Selena always sees her boyfriend through rose-colored glasses. But for now, the man seems decent enough, Selena continued, when we returned to City Y. I'll bring him to meet you. I was about to nod and say, okay. His gaze fell upon the barrage comments again. It's over, it's all over. Venus will soon discover that the boyfriend Selena mentioned is actually the childhood crush from next door. Childhood crush from next door? Which neighbor's brother are you talking about? How come I didn't know I had a childhood crush? In stark contrast, Venus could only enter a marriage of convenience with Eden, whom she didn't love. While Selena ended up with the person she had a crush on, living happily ever after, Venus became completely unbalanced psychologically. By the way, Selena ended up with someone her best friend liked. Doesn't that feel awkward if you don't understand? Go review the previous plotlines. Okay. The neighbor's family moved away during high school and lost contact with Venus. The female lead only met her in college, and Venus never mentioned this at all. Okay. It's normal she didn't know. Why blame the female lead? Ultimately it's just the novel being overly dramatic, who in real life would actually envy their best friend's happiness. I'd be thrilled if she became stunningly beautiful and rich, won 200 million in the lottery, soared to success, found a handsome wealthy man, and then supported me. When it comes to my best friend's man, I only have 3 words: stay the hell away. I pinched the space between my eyebrows with my fingers. Indeed. Let alone who that so-called neighbor brother is. How could I possibly feel jealousy or even hatred towards Selena because of a man? This is utterly absurd. There was no response on the other end of the phone for a long time. I asked again, Venus, are you still there? My thoughts were abruptly recalled. I understand. I have something to attend to here, so I'll hang up now. After saying that, he hurriedly hung up the phone. There's too much information to process. I need some time to digest it all. Eden noticed something was off about me. What's wrong? I shook my head. It's nothing. I'm just a bit tired. He held me and lay down again. Let's sleep a little longer. I promise I'll restrain myself next time. He kissed my fingertips, devout and gentle, gazing at Eden's exquisite features so close at hand. I suddenly came to my senses. Yes, actually the storyline has already changed. I didn't go for the male model. Eden didn't trigger the Yandra attribute because of this, nor did they imprison me. We love each other like a normal couple. The person I love now is Eden. Then I can definitely change the plot of becoming a vicious supporting female character and harming Selena. Selena's flight arrives on Sunday afternoon. We waited at the arrival gate for a while. A familiar red figure came into my view. Selena threw away her suitcase and rushed straight towards me. Venus, I missed you so much. Me too. She was just about to kiss my cheek when Eden ruthlessly pulled her away. Selena silently flipped him the bird. Behind Selena, a man in a white suit sighed, pushing her luggage forward with a mix of helplessness and affection as he walked toward us. This must be Selena's boyfriend, that is the male lead in the book. I do find him familiar, but I can't quite recall who he is at the moment. Selena linked arms with the man and introduced him to us. This is my boyfriend Fitch. She then pointed at me and Eden. About to introduce us, Eden stepped forward and shook his hand. Eden, seemingly normal, yet I detected a hint of coldness in Eden's voice. Mr. Eden, I've long heard of your reputation, Mr. Fitch. You flatter me. Eden wrapped his arm around my waist and introduced. This is my wife, Venus. Venus, seeing Fitch's reaction, Selena asked puzzled, you know each other? Oh yes, our families used to be neighbors, given our age difference. I call Fitch brother. Later his family moved away. I had almost forgotten about Fitch. When I was little, I used to follow him around all the time. During my first crush, I did secretly have feelings for him. But that was so many years ago, wasn't it? Would I really turn against Selena over something like this? What was the author thinking? Are they out of their mind? As I finished speaking, the arm around my waist seemed to tighten even more. I sighed helplessly, forgot Eden was such a jealous type. Even the dog by my side has to be female. Selena became even more excited upon hearing this. so you've known each other since childhood. What a coincidence. I was just worried you might not get along, but now I don't have to worry at all, my silly Selena. Can't you see how Venus is eyeing your boyfriend with that longing gaze? Wake up and be more careful. Huh, didn't I just glance at Fitch? She naively thought Venus was genuinely wishing her well. Of course, my blessings are sincere. Selena suggested. Venus, do you have time later? Let's grab a meal together. Sure, when we eat later. Venus is going to act up. She even secretly rubbed against Fitch's leg under the table, after Selena left early for some reason. Venus asked Fitch to take her home, and on the way, she pretended to be a succubus in heat, trying to pounce on and forcefully kiss him. What kind of absurd plot is this? We succubi haven't had our brains eaten by zombies to the point of pouncing on everyone we see. I simply stopped looking at the barrage comments. We took our seats in the restaurant. Selena and Fitch sat across from Eden and me. Selena asked in confusion, "Is this restaurant really good? Venus, why did you insist on bringing us here?" I looked down at the 4 pairs of legs clearly visible beneath the transparent tabletop. Of course, it was to prove my innocence. During the meal, I suddenly spoke up. "Selena, here we go. The grand exhibition of the toxic female supporting character's green tea behavior is about to begin. Can you ask Fitch to help me record a trending video online? Have him serve me some food? We're all so close, you wouldn't refuse, right?" I paused for a moment, then placed the peeled shrimp in her bowl. "Their river prawns are delicious. You should try them." "Hey, you're still the best to me." Remembering what I like to eat, I nodded in satisfaction. "Of course." Selena pursed her lips at Fitch and snorted. Unlike certain 2 men who only cared about eating themselves, Fitch had just cut his steak, and all of it ended up in her mouth. Eden had also been picking out the carrot cubes I don't eat from the dishes. Faced with such baseless accusations, the 2 of them could only exchange a glance, shrug helplessly, and smile. I fed another piece of meat to Selena. Did my phone eat mushrooms? This plot development seems a bit off. Why does it feel like Venus's target is Selena? Wait, you guys just noticed something was off. From the moment Venus pounced on Eden, the plot hasn't matched up at all, right? I just realized, Venus actually said she likes Eden. Shouldn't she have slapped Eden across the face, saying he should never dream of winning her heart? Did I read a pirated version or something? Forget it, I'll just watch whatever's on. I actually really like this kind of atmosphere. Best friends bringing their favorite people, the 4 of us having dinner together. The key is all 4 of them are so good looking. A perfect match. Imagining me and my bestie in this scenario, it would be so amazing. Answer. Selena received a phone call midway, as there was an issue with a project at the company that required her immediate return to handle it. Then you all go ahead and eat. Fitch, please help me entertain Venus and the others. I'll take my leave now. Watching her as she was about to walk out of the restaurant door, I quickly said to Fitch, "What are you standing there for? Go keep your girlfriend company." "Do we, a married couple, need you to